going on, everybody? It's Ryan Holinsky here with episode 4 of United. I'm here with this very special guest, one of my boys, Albert Kunickis, absolute beast of a dude. Super excited to talk with him about his journey, some of the things he's dealt with, how he's dealt with those things, and where he is today. But before I do that, Al, I need to shout out. It was College Student Mental Health Week this past week. Had the shout out in the third quarter, dude. It was pretty quiet. That was actually pretty sweet. We kind of just stopped play and were able to raise three fingers. I had a bunch of the boys come up, say what's up, but that's pretty cool. So shout out mom and dad. Wearing your shirt right now. Super hyped about that, but love you guys. Good job with that. Keep going. I know you're in Pullman. Love you. Here with Big Al. Super excited about it. Al is a freaking running back here, if you couldn't tell, at Northwestern. For those of you listening, we're in the running back room here at Northwestern, but Al, super excited to have you on, dude. Like, absolutely excited. You're a beast. What year are you here at Northwestern?
Third year.
Third year. Okay. Well, he's a third year. What are you studying? Mechanical engineering. So we got a 6th year here and a 3rd year here. I'm studying mechanical engineering, which tells you all you need to know. Al's a freaking beast. I look up to him, even though he's my little bro. I love the guy, and I love the way he handles situations. I thought he was perfect to have on here because he's gone through some of the most tough. I couldn't even imagine going through some of the stuff he's gone through. But dude, you would never even imagine because he's always got a smile on his face. He's always showing his pearly whites. But dude, Al, anything you want to kick off, starting, saying welcome to the podcast. Shout out 2-6. You had that Fox Sports interview the other day too. Yeah. Super big time. So we're hyped to get him here on the podcast. He made time for us. Yeah. The first thing I want to talk about really was like ACL recovery, that ACL group that we had. And for those of you that don't know, obviously nobody really knows about that group. We're called the ACL Bros, which is dope because, for those student athletes that are listening, you know that injuries in college are detrimental to mental health sometimes, if you're going through that stuff alone, especially when we had that stupid machine that would bend it for us. Oh man, I couldn't listen to that wearing in silence back and forth. But that ACL Bros group, what was it, like 6, 7 of us?
It might have been 8, honestly.
8, yeah, shoot, it could have been, bro. But like, shoot, man, I was kind of excited to come in and, I know we tore ACLs and stuff, but kind of excited to come in and work just because you guys always made me happy and I knew it was the right thing to do. But you want to talk about that a little bit, that journey, that experience, because this was sophomore year.
That was my freshman year.
That was when you first got in?
Yeah,
oh man, that's even worse.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
The experience obviously, is devastating. You get hurt playing the sport you love.
Dude, seriously.
You work your tail off in high school just to get to this point, you know, and then you get here, just taken away from you just like that.
True freshman year. I couldn't even imagine.
It was crazy. And for me, that was my first significant major,
or
whatever. And I didn't really know what to do at first mentally.
Yeah.
I remember talking to the doc. He's like, "Yeah, it's torn." I just started bawling. Mom on the phone, dad on the phone.
Yep.
I was like, "Damn."
I couldn't. That's the thing you don't expect, bro. You're like ACL. That's really the worst of the worst you could get. I feel like
you always hear about it in high school. Like it's rare.
You don't come back from it, whatever it is. Yeah.
And when I heard the news, I was like, this is going to be a long journey, but, I'm built for it.
You're, shoot, what? Dude, we're going to get to the foundation of that for sure. I love it, bro. You are built for it because you're an absolute beast. But, shoot, it's kind of like an important part you touched on a little bit there. I want to expand on. Like, we're still a human being. We think that we should be, at least now, I don't think this way anymore, thank goodness, because I've grown apart from it. But, like, we always are programmed to be, we don't bleed, we are so programmed to, okay, we don't have feelings or we can't have feelings because it would affect our work type of deal. But obviously when you tear an ACL, it's going to be a whole bunch of emotions, bro, for sure. Like angry, sad, frustrated, tired, shoot, whatever it is, you could fall out of love with your sport. You're away from it for so long. But I think the biggest thing for me going through that was being away from the guys. Like, obviously, that group helped us so much, for sure. But, being away from them, those are your brothers. That's your family. That's your home away from home. Like, literally, these are your boys, your family, especially at Northwestern here. But, like, what was the biggest thing for you that really just, like, affected you the most, you think, during that? Just, like, the silence, not getting to play the sport you love, or what do you think?
Definitely. I mean, like you said, spot on. Being away from the dudes, like there's times where you kind of didn't even really feel like you were a part of the team.
No, for real.
You know, like we'd be getting in an hour or two earlier than everyone.
Bro.
A group of us.
Pitch dark, bro.
Getting
in the weight room with Dreamer. Shout out Dreamer.
Yeah, Dreamer. But we'd be getting our work. Like everyone else was sleeping.
No, for real.
Just didn't feel like we were a part of the team. But at least we had that group, man. That tight knit group. Yeah. And it just made it way more fun every single day, bro.
Dude, I remember like we'd be coming in, finishing our workout. And then, like, we'd be going into the training room, and the rest of the team would be, like, getting here. It's like, oh, man, like, you know, like, what can I do? And then you're just working as hard as you can to get back, you know, to that place. I think a big thing that helped me during that was my faith, you know, like, I know you're a faith guy, right? You want to talk about that a little bit? Is that okay? Yeah. But, like, I think it's so cool. I love the faith piece of it. Obviously, losing my brother, I thought, you know, I was angry at God, annoyed for a while. We're going to get back to the injury piece because that stuff is for sure good, but this is the foundation of it. This is one of your foundations that keeps you steady, keeps you rock there. I know that for sure. At least it did for me. And I'm still growing. I'm not even close to where I want to be with God, but he knows he's getting me there. He knows I can feel it. But like, how has God helped you, you know, throughout your journey, especially just your whole life, bro?
Yeah, I mean, you know, God obviously blessed me with the talents that I have, you know, having one arm and being able to play the sports I love like that. Obviously, he gave me the tools to be able to do that.
Heck yeah, bro.
I'm grateful for that, you know. And my dad always preached that when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Kind of got me to the point where I am today.
Yeah. You know? Your mom and dad were big.
Yeah,
big in your life, like 100%. Just best friend type.
Yeah.
I love it. No, I'm good with it, bro. My parents are some of them. I mean, I got some best friends now.
Yeah.
But no, my parents are two of my best friends for sure. And I think, like, family is huge. And I always say, like, Jesus had Simon, like literal Jesus had Simon help him carry his cross. So, I mean, like I always say, you know, if you need somebody to help you carry your cross, like find somebody. And I know that foundation is super important, but like, what would you tell yourself going through that ACL journey? You know, would you talk to God? Would you be like, hey, you know, like I'm going to come out this stronger on the other end? What was your mindset going through all that, bro?
You know, man, like obviously I use my resources, the Bible, you know, speaking to God.
Great resources.
But also, which was it's kind of a weird term.
Bro, say it.
I watched all the Rocky movies.
Oh, yes, I love it.
I watched every single one of them.
Bro, I love it.
And that just shaped me.
Yeah.
Unbelievably.
How so? Just for people that haven't seen Rocky, you know what I'm saying?
Just like, you know Rocky.
Yeah.
He just doesn't give up. He
Motivation.
Just pounded, blocking punches with his head.
Mm-hmm. And he's freaking beast, bro.
He ends up victorious in the end.
So you always stand up.
I'm gonna be that dude.
Knock down 8 times, stand up 9. You know, type of deal. So no, that's sweet, man. Would you believe me? Like I've seen the Rocky like clips, and you know, like the world will beat you to your knees, and you know what I'm saying. But I haven't seen all those movies. Like I haven't seen them front to start. I know I'm about. Well, like okay, so Rocky's dope, but you thought it was just that mentality of just saying, yeah, you're not going to get me. You know, like life's not going to get me because like, you know, I mean, the sun's going to rise up the next day no matter what. And like, you're going to be there or not, sun's still going to come up type of deal. So I think that's awesome, Al. I think you're a freaking beast. I want to talk about, obviously, your arm. You know, you have one arm and you said something that was so, like, literally how I said I look up to you, bro. Like, that's one of the reasons why, because you just said you were blessed by God with these abilities. And you were blessed. Like, I mean, you're a freaking beast, dude, and I love you. But like going through life with that, man, what has been your mindset? You know, have you just never thought like, nah, man, like I'm this is how I was dealt with. These are the cards I was given. So like, I'm just going to go with it and say, thank you, God. Or what'd you do?
Yeah. I mean, obviously as a young kid, it's tough. Like,
dude,
there's no way you're going to think
100%.
This, you know?
Yeah.
But my parents, you know, they were big motivators. Like,
I love it.
They would always force me to do the hard things, you know, such as zipping on my jacket. They wouldn't help me. Like, you figure it out. You're going to have to eventually. That's life. That's life, kid.
Tie
the shoes.
That's a beat.
Tie the monkey bars. But in the moment, I would get so frustrated. I'd be bawling, head pounding, throbbing, tears, you know, faces red, like screaming at the world, hating the world. But, you know, after all that stuff, like coming out of that, just
you got the monkey bars, bro. You got the shoe. Like, oh man, Al, that's so powerful, bro. Because like people that, like you're right there, and all you got to do is try. And like I feel like obviously as a little kid, like learning that stuff is a little bit harder. You don't have the patience, or your brain's not as developed maybe yet. Definitely yours, but no, I'm just joking. That's a joke. But I think like just coming back to it, bro. Like being able to realize okay, you know, like literal Al here, dude's in a D1 program, like one of the best running backs I've seen. Dude runs so hard, runs people over, like doesn't care what situation he's given. And he just said, you know, like I came out of that after his head was throbbing, after the sweat, after the blood, after the tears, after he thought, you know, like, mate, how am I going to do this? And some of you might be asking yourself that question, you know, if you're listening, like in the past couple of weeks or month, be like, you know, I've put in the work, I've done my time, I've done this, I've done that, and nothing's changing. I think the thing is, you just got to keep going, type of deal, and then eventually it will. You just got to trust that plan, trust the faith. But like when it got hard, like your parents obviously were tough. But like, is there anything else like where you're like, okay, like mentality, sport wise, or like I know you did the Rocky. I've just got to keep working. I've just got to keep working. But actually, let me ask you this: was there any time, any specific story where you were like, yeah, I just can't, or like somebody was effing with you, or you know, saying this or that, and you were just like, I can't do it, or you just kept going? Anything that stands out to you like that?
There's definitely
that you might have shared with Fox Sports. You want to share with her?
There's a lot. There's a ton of those moments in my life.
Oh man, yeah, you're a beast.
You know, those critical moments in your life, those defining moments, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot for sure, but
to
kind of pinpoint a couple, or maybe one or two, whatever.
Yeah.
This is just a more of a like not specific answer.
Yeah.
You know, going to recess, whatever, playing football,
yeah.
basketball, whatever.
It's the best time. Yeah,
teams,
bro.
I want him. I want him.
Yeah.
I want him.
Yeah.
And then I'm the last one.
Oh man.
Yeah, we can help.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then now look at you, bro.
Fake happy. Like, hey,
oh my gosh.
I was like,
yeah, get those guys.
This shit's not happening. I can't do this shit anymore. Bro.
Oh man, bro.
And
we're laughing about it now, bro.
Yeah,
But like that could
so,
be just. I would be so hurt. I mean, I'll be honest. Like I was chubby in in middle school. I swear, I was a little bit on the chubby. Like I was a little. Like my parents were like, okay, he's a little Urlacher is what they called me. They wanted me. They were talking about linebacker, but like. We're laughing about it, bro, but like that, like going through that, bro, in the moment, like I was thinking, oh my God, like I'm fat, or like people are saying this and that about me. And then looking back on it now, it's like, obviously we're D1 athletes and we've done our time and we're still working and we're doing this and that. But like looking back on it now, it's like, if I didn't keep going, where would I be today? You know, what would my younger self say to me today? They'd probably say, bro, what would your younger self say to you? Bro, Al, I'm sure he'd be so proud of you, bro. He'd be like, there's no way. Yeah. If you were like, hey, you know, you went back to your younger self, you're like, hey, like you're going to be a D1 running back at Northwestern. That's insane. And then you'd be like, oh, that's, no you'd be like, nah, like you're a weird, a stranger danger. Yeah. I think that's just sick. And I think for people that are listening, like if you're struggling, you know, going through some stuff like Al here or me, you know, look back at your life and be like, okay, you know, like what would my younger self, or even don't even ask that question. Just be like to yourself, look how far I've come. And if you haven't come that far yet, keep going, you know, because you're going to get there eventually, which is freaking sweet, Al. That's a great point to share with everybody. So when you look back like on those things, you know, you don't even have to ask yourself that question. Just look how far you've come. And if you aren't satisfied with how far you've come, then you got to keep going because God's got that plan for you. You know, your plan is not yet made or is not fully laid out type of deal. It is made. God knows that. He's got the blueprints, but you just haven't walked the full path yet. And that path is beautiful. But yeah, you had some other stuff to share on?
Yeah, man. I mean, there's this one time specifically. We were at lunch and this one dude, we were talking about the sports. We play at recess, whatever.
Yeah.
And this one dude was like, I try to chime in, you know, like, oh, I like football too, whatever. And he's like, he kind of just silenced me. He's like, the only sport you could play is table tennis.
No, he did not,
Everyone's
bro.
like, oh, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I was like,
my gosh, bro.
And he was on the little like travel basketball team.
Travel. No, you're good, bro.
Travel basketball team, whatever. And I would always go shoot hoops like the local rec center.
Yeah.
And, one time I actually saw bro there shooting hoops, and he's like,
What'd you do?
I was like, yo, little brother. Trying to play
little bro, did you play him?
We played 1v1, shut him out.
No, you did not. Bro, are you serious?
I remember running home to my mom.
No, I couldn't even. Bro, you should have a movie made about you now, bro. That's how old were you?
Bro, I was like 10, 11.
Oh, man, that's freaking sweet.
So
are you kidding me? Bro, that's so sick. To the blocks.
Every single time.
Bro,
every time.
This kid was probably ran home and cried to his mom. Not saying that that's cool, you know, but of course, Al, but like listen to what the F he did to Al, you know? So, dude, that's sick. Are you kidding me? I did one thing. I'll share another story. Like I was a chubbier, but like I love my brothers more than anything. But I was in kindergarten, and my brother was literally getting bullied for his bread. You know Hawaiian bread?
Yeah.
So he was having PB&Js made on Hawaii, like because he loved Hawaii. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's literally what I'm saying. And Tyler was the quiet. It was Tyler who was getting bullied, and he's the quiet. He was quiet at the time. Cute little guy, you know, like my mom always says this, but like cute little guy. I'm not saying this. The dude was ugly. But like dope dude. He was in 5th grade, bro, and like the girls liked him. You know, all his boys were cool. Leroy Klaus, shout out Leroy, his best friend, one of my best friends now too. He started getting bullied for that, bro, and they were like, what kind of bread is like some stuff like that? He'd come home crying. My mom and dad were always turn the other cheek, you know. And I'm like, bro, I'm in kindergarten now, and so this kid comes over. Yeah, with Leroy actually at the time, because Leroy's sister is in my class, and they're the best. I love the family; they're awesome. But I remember that I saw the kid coming over. I was like, dude, like I heard you making fun of my brother before he could respond. I punched him right in his nose, bro.
No way.
Broke his nose. Got suspended for the day. Kindergarten versus 5th grade.
No.
And got suspended for the day. I'm in kindergarten, so like we have half days anyways. But like I got the front seat that day. The brothers gave me the front seat. So, dude, I like just you telling and sharing that story. Just like I love laughing about it now, bro, because like we're so happy and content with how hard we're working, and I mean we love each other, bro. Like people like this, people like Al, like you need in your life, like don't be afraid to go out and meet people, or don't be afraid to go out and freaking chase your dreams. Like don't let people literally tell you that you can't, because you can. And then when you feel like that dream or whatever you want to do or meeting people is too like big or too much of a mountain to climb now, what would you say to those people? What do you think?
Bro, just keep going, man. Like, you got it in you.
You did it, bro. That's what I'm saying. If Al can do it, bro, like no offense to Al at all, but like if I can do it as a fatty, like when I was younger, like thank goodness I grew, or Al, like you can do it. Y'all can do it, man. Like, and I think that's just like a true testament to Al and me and anybody out there that's still going. Like no matter what you do, you don't have to play a sport. But for our student athletes, like we get it. We've been there. And especially like in college now, like bringing it back to the ACL conversation now, like we definitely have been there now, you know, like in how many months did it take for you to recover off of that?
I think it was 8.5 or 9.
Dude, I couldn't even, I mean, some people are different. 5 months, you know what I'm saying? Right here. No, I was like 5.5, but that was just because I wanted to get back for camp and I kind of rushed it a little bit, but like, could you imagine being out, for people that are listening, not you, could you imagine being out like 8 to 9 months, not doing the things you love, not being around the people you love, being taken away from your routine, being the one thing that you love the most, just being taken away from you. And you're just supposed to figure it. And this is when he was a freshman in college. He just got to college, didn't have his parent. Like, yeah, he's a local guy, but like, he's got to stay in his dorm room. He's got to be here. He's got to do this and rehab. So like, when those nights of being in your dorm and like being like, oh, well, what'd you do for your ACL actually? Did you go home?
Yeah, I was home for a week.
Oh, God.
It was honestly kind of clutch.
No, but bro, a week That's it. That's all you were home for was a week.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I had a quiz for one of my classes, chemistry.
Yeah.
Like 4 days after the surgery. Mm-hmm. So my mom kind of just wheelchaired me in. I took
shot. You guys are, bro, I got to meet your parents. They sound amazing. That's awesome. Oh my, like, so 8 to 9 months out on campus for a majority, like 99% of the time. Sees his parents for a week, but has to come back and take a quiz. Like, these are the literally things that we're going through on a day-to-day, like everywhere, student athletes, you know? And like, my parents told me the other day, like, obviously we all have different stories and stuff, but like we all go through similar things. And there's people out there, obviously, Al, you're unique. You're one of a kind, bro. And so am I. Everybody's one of a kind. But like, the things that we go through are similar, so similar, like, that I feel like we can all help each other. And like you sharing your story like that and being able to laugh about it, and like your parents being that awesome to drive you, you know, like, or even if you had a boy, like one of your boys, and be like, hey, I'll drive you, bro. Or like, hey, you come stay with me. Like, I think that's a big thing. But I mean, looking now, 3rd year, big timer, graduating soon, right? Yeah. Shoot, when? He did. Yeah, we won't talk about it, but shoot, man, like looking forward into the future, like what do you think is the biggest thing you gotta like do or what's your motto, your mantra, whatever you go through on a daily basis that you say to yourself that gets you through a day that could help our listeners?
Kind of like what I said before, just keep going, man.
Just keep going.
Just do it, man. Just keep going.
Just do it. Do it. It's a little bit of Shia LaBeouf in there, you know what I'm saying?
A little bit of Spanos too.
Who?
Spanos
is do it. Do it. No, shout out Spanos. Hey, we're actually gonna get Spanos on here. Hopefully he's listening. You know, I asked him the other day. So if you're listening to this, definitely got to get Spanos on here. DM him, shoot him a text, do something, get him on here, because we definitely want to talk to him. Because if you thought Al was great, Spanos is great too. He's not better. There's nobody better than you, Al. I was about to say it, but I just stopped.
Spanos is definitely great.
No, he's a dog. He's a dog for sure. But Al, dude, I couldn't be more thankful for you. I couldn't be more thankful for you sharing your story. But like, before we wrap up, like, I think the biggest thing about you, bro, like, obviously is, you know, you're not at a disadvantage. You're at an advantage in your mind, which is so awesome. But like, looking from the outside in, people are probably like, oh, this kid's awesome. He works hard. He does this and that. But like, in your mind, I'm sure it's so brutal, bro. Like, sometimes, because I mean, he's doing mechanical engineering is his major. He's doing full-time football. He's got his arm to deal with. Well, not deal with, but like, you've got to go through life a little bit longer or something like that than other people. So, you know, how taxing is that on your head? Like, how do you deal with that, man? That mental side.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of look at it.
I know it's a lot.
You just look into the future, kind of like, you know, it's 4 to 5 years you're here. You know what I mean? It's only a small fraction of your life end result. You know what I mean? So you just work extremely hard now, and domino effect, looking on and on.
Domino effect. No doubt, bro.
When you're down to the dumps, I mean, just keep thinking about that, man.
No, I think that's like mentally taxing, and I think like you touching on being blessed, you know, earlier, talking about your opportunity, like looking at it as a positive side. Like, what do you think?
Like, I mean, I just kind of look at the opportunity that I've been given, blessed with, you know, being here, and I kind of look at the others that maybe aren't here, and how bad they would love to be in my spot,
dude,
your
totally,
spot, whatever.
100%. Perspective, the power of perspective. Oh, look at that. POP. No, I feel you, bro. Like, being thankful, being grateful, and like, shoot, there are other, like, I mean, you've seen the percentages of how many student athletes from high school go to college, and then from college to the NFL. Like, it's crazy. You know how many kids like have dreamed of playing at Northwestern or USC or Michigan or this or that, whatever it is. Gross, not Michigan, probably not. But like, it's true though, the power of perspective, and like, it could change your whole day. Like, I just know it's changed mine. If I'm having a bad day and I like think of Al, and I'm like, dude, this dude's awesome. Like, and he still is smiling and having a good time. Like, then shoot, why am I not? You know, what do I have to complain about? So I think just thinking of other situations, you know, and just realizing, you know, you got to keep going. You know, the sun's going to rise each day, no matter what. The sun's going to set each day, no matter what. It's just super important. And like, that power of perspective is super powerful. But Al, dude, I mean, thanks for coming on the show, dude. I mean, I couldn't even begin to describe to these people what our relationship is like. Like, just dude always makes me happy. Whenever I see him, little bro, you know, I say a little slug. But he's an absolute animal, Al. You know, if anything else you want to say?
I just want to say thanks for having me on, man. It's a blessing.
Dude, totally, bro.
Like, you're a dog.
No.
You know what I mean?
A couple dogs, you know, just chatting it up for sure, bro. But
I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you being able to share your story, you know, with others is powerful stuff. And like, if anybody's listening that their life gets changed from this, you know, it gets better. Awesome. I mean, that's all we're trying to do. Just a regular conversation with my boy right here, Albert Kunickis. But thank you everybody for listening. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any recommendations, anything you'd like to hear in the future, definitely got to reach out to Kunickis Hope or me on Instagram. Definitely got to get Spanos on here. Awesome. But thank you all again. Thank you, Al. Love you, bro. And definitely forever to 3.
We beat to the same drum. No, we won't